This is the P1 perspective video for Anti-Mage. Alrighty, starting items, Quill and Blade, 2 sets of tangos, a salve, and 3 branches. I'm not as stoked about the 3 branches, but that extra regen is excellent. So you guys are coming to lane with 2 salves and I think 4 sets of tangos, which Doctor brings 1 and then immediately buys a second. So excellent build. I'll send you guys about how the Viper will spam his Q and try and build up poison sacks on you. He's got to try and aggro your creeps back away from him so that he doesn't get to do that too many times during the wave. And Witch Doctor went heal early on to try and give you even more sustain, which we were talking about in the Witch Doctor video. I think that was unnecessary and it hurt your lane significantly. Alright, going for the Ring of Health first item. That's excellent. So yeah, Ring of Health, 2 salves, and 4 tangos should be more than enough heal. Witch Doctor really didn't need to quadruple up on the healing, but that's okay. I expect you're going to go Mana Break first. It's the only good laning option. Since we're posturing as a team, there's no reason for you to need Break here, or Blink. And there's absolutely no reason to go Counter Spell. I kind of saw on the Witch Doctor review video that you went Counterspell really early, which we'll talk about when we get there, but that makes no sense because Viper and Lina don't have any targeted spells in lane to use against you. So you just waste the mana every time you cast that. Alright, so Viper goes Nether Toxin first, nukes the wave, and sends it right to you. This is probably pretty good considering you guys did not show up for the fight, so or show up for the initial wave and you didn't get an early fight. So something that I talked about in the Witch Doctor video as well is you guys really missed a big opportunity to be aggressive. So what the fuck? You did go Blink first? Okay, so that's really bad. I don't know why you would do that. Basically, AM in lane is strongest with Mana Break because at level 1 the Mana Break is a significant amount of damage on top, and the Viper will scale better with levels. Your Blink doesn't make you any better in lane, your Counterspell doesn't make you any better in lane. I guess maybe a little bit of passive magic resistance, but that's not worth it. And really the Mana Burn is what makes you strong and allows you to bully people out of lane if you use it. But the problem is with the 2 ranged heroes, you didn't position yourselves at any point where you could move through the trees and jump either the Lina or the Viper 2v1 and start hitting them with the Mana Break. Because if you had done that, you would have taken out all of Viper's mana at the beginning of the game, and then he would have had to have gone for more mangoes. He bought 2, that's good. Let's see, what does Lina have? Lina doesn't have any. She's got Sage's Mask, no Clarities, no mangoes. So you could have either hit the Lina or the Viper in this earlier area before the creeps show up, and then you could have taken out all their mana, and that would have given you a huge advantage for the lane. Even if Viper scales Poison Stacks level 1, which he should have, but he didn't. He just wanted the... or in a fight he would have, so he could scale Nether Toxin because you didn't show up to lane in time and he could just nuke the whole thing, and he got free level 2 because you guys weren't even there to contest. You didn't deny the range creep, you weren't close enough to do anything, so you gave Viper level 2, and right off the bat you're losing. So Witch Doctor has the wrong spell level 1, you have the wrong spell level 1. Viper took advantage of the basically free farm lane, and now he's got Q and W, so he's got a lot of poison. And he has full mana, basically, because you didn't hit him early on. So this is probably the worst possible start. And what you guys want to do is you want to rotate back. The Lina was showing back over here. You want to use your Mana Break. Otherwise, you're going to be playing this whole lane super passive and extremely slowly, and you're not going to have any chance to bully the Viper out lane. And really, the Viper off lane is extremely weak, and you guys should be bullying it, especially with the Witch Doctor. Alright, so enough of that. We'll go into mechanics. Alright, so right here, you're dancing around and you're holding these creeps in front. That's okay, other than the fact that Viper is getting free right clicks on you. So you need to loop these creeps around the tower so that Viper doesn't continue to just right click you for free behind the safety of his own creeps so that the tower doesn't aggro to him. You should loop this around, turn back, hit the range, hit the melee creep that gets hit the other melee creep on this side, and then go back out for this range creep. But the range creep will also drag in probably to about this position, and Viper will consequently have to drag into this position. If Witch Doctor's paying attention, he's going to be on this side of the trees. If he had his correct skill, he would throw the coconut. Coconut gets the 3 bounces. You get 2 hits with Mana Break, which you also don't have, and the lane semi-equalizes. But that's not what's going to happen here. Did Viper get the passive? No, he did get the Q, okay. Okay, so you got most of those last hits. You got 3 out of 4. That's fine. Under tower's kind of hard. Okay, so you blocking there is a huge mistake. So another problem is you've got these creeps coming in. So you miss one last hit, whatever. That's fine. You get this range creep. This is perfect. Good. Now what's happening is your creeps are coming up, and at this point, your lane equilibrium, your tower range, is somewhere, ideally is somewhere around here, because your tower is shooting out to about this point. So that's where the tower is going to shoot. You want the creeps to end here. You don't see the creeps here yet. So these creeps are coming up. As these creeps come down, because naturally, and you should know, everyone should know at this point, the dire, or the bottom creep wave for dire ends in tower range if it's unblocked by both sides. If no one blocks and the creeps just spawn on an empty map and they both run towards each other, the creeps end up meeting right about here, just inside range. And so this tower gets to shoot at those creeps for free if they meet. None of the other lanes do that. None of the other matchups are that bad. So what happens is dire doesn't want to block because this is perfect. These creeps go in, they start dying to the tower, and then the second wave is going to push way up here, and the next lane equilibrium, or the next wave equilibrium, is going to be way up here. So that's good for dire, and it's bad for you. So you do not want to block these creeps unless you know that they're going to end outside. And when you start blocking here, you end up seeing the creep wave. See, right here, you see the creeps. You see Viper is walking back with the first creep. You need to not block this guy because you want them to end outside these pink flowers. Use these pink flowers as kind of the benchmark for where the tower is going to hit. You want them to end past that. But because you block this guy for probably like 4 steps, they end up coming within range of the tower. And it looks like you do it deliberately. Block, 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 block. Yeah, you're doing the block zigzag, which is good that you know how to do that, but it's bad that you did it here because now these creeps are going to be further back and they're out of equilibrium. Now, the Viper is most likely just going to nuke the wave anyway, so the whole point is sort of unimportant, but if this was a different matchup and this was an offlaner that didn't have the ability to instantly nuke this wave in 3 seconds, then this would be extremely important because you would be pushing your creeps way out here to somewhere in this dark area every time instead of maintaining your creeps right here in the perfect ideal spot for you. So because it's Viper, it's not as big of a deal, but in a different offlaner matchup, or if Viper for some reason doesn't have the mana to nuke out this whole wave, this is a huge mistake as far as your lane positioning goes. Alright, so he does that. You don't go for the last hit. You don't go for any denies. Okay, so you let the last hit go. That's fine. That's debatable, but that's fine. You decide not to hit that. Then you walk over here, which is fine. The creep wave starts to die. You actually walk back in the poison and then decide to turn around, walk back, and not deny the range creep. And so that doesn't make any sense to me. Why are you going to take any of the poison damage and then not deny this creep? So it comes up here. We get there. Alright, so this creep is going to deny first. You start running away, so you immediately give up on that CS. That's fine. So then you run back here where you're not going to be in the poison. That's fine. Now right here, you decide to run back into the poison and not deny this range creep. This is important. You should be going for this range creep right here. This is the most important creep in this wave. So your range creep is going to come to you. This range creep is 100% health. So this guy's not going to get hurt. He's going to use his health bar, and he's going to go into the tower. You're going to get it in like 30 seconds. That's fine. This creep right here, though, is the most important one in the entire wave, because this is what's going to help give Viper his next level, and then he's going to continue to have an advantage over you. You need to deny that range creep more than anything else in this lane. And for some reason, you start to walk towards it, and then you walk away. Right here, perfect time. You run up, and then you turn. You started walking towards it, you eat a little bit of poison, and then right before you're in the spot where you could right click it, maybe you thought, okay, I'm too late anyway, and you turned away. So you really need to either start walking earlier or commit and try and get that deny. And then if you miss that one, well then at least go into get this deny here, because you've already started to eat the poison. You can run back out the top side of this. Can't see my thing here. You can run out this top side as well. Either way, you also want to kill some of these trees. So you have the quelling blade. You didn't quell any of the trees in the lane earlier on, and that's a mistake for Witch Doctor. He doesn't want to have to use his tangos early on for no reason to kill these trees, and you want him to be able to duck in and out in between like this lane area and this jungle strip right here on the sidewalk. And to do that, he needs this tree killed, or he needs this tree killed. And by killing those, you get a little bit of glance vision up into where the lean is at. The lean is less likely to light strike stun you here, so that you get more poison. And your Witch Doctor can use this as a way where he can jump in and out, and your Witch Doctor can throw his stun maledict combo and then run back into the safety of the tower. But right now you have like this impenetrable wall of trees here that you haven't bothered to cut through, and that's better for Lena than it is for Witch Doctor. And so as the Quelling Blade carry, you should be the one to cut those trees. Don't make your Witch Doctor use his tangos to do that. Alright. So you missed 2 CS here on this wave. You keep juggling the creep wave in front of the tower instead of bringing it back. And I don't know if that's because you think you're not going to get back in time or what, but that's a mistake. All right, nothing's going on. Either go back and quell those trees that we talked about, or okay, you're going to block again. That's crazy. Okay, so that time you stopped blocking for a little bit and it worked out better. Now you're running away. You took a tango even though you're not really taking any damage and you're not trying to go for anything. Okay, early on that last hit, missed one, got one, you're running away. You guys are playing this extremely passive. I don't know why you decided to blink there, but whatever. And so now you're going to have a really bad time keeping up in levels against the Viper. I don't know why. Yeah, so Witch Doctor's dancing around. This is bad. You need to bring that creep wave back. And again, this is where you cut that tree. So you guys are both having to walk around the long way because you didn't cut this tree in the middle. This tree should always die. This is a new rule for the team. Every game, if you're playing a carry with a Clone Blade, you cut this tree right here, this orange one right there. It may not be orange, depending on what train you use, but every game you should kill that tree, and really you should kill this tree as well, because that gives Witch Doctor 2 ways where he can escape in and duck in and out to help this lane. But now Witch Doctor has to either go through this L, or he has to go through this L, and these are worse. Having all 4 options is much better for him, and he really needs that. And you could get back to the lane sooner. If you had cut those trees, this creep would have seen you instead of Witch Doctor, this range creep wouldn't have gone on exploration out into the jungle, and now you wouldn't have to worry about missing this range creep because it's in the wrong spot. Alright, so deny, good. Alright, so you should be moving on the right side. The poison, so he drops the poison on the left, so he gets all the creeps, so you just stand over on the right side. There's no reason for you to dance in the poison when he's doing that, unless you're going for the deny this time. Okay, so the Witch Doctor could have gotten that by himself, but you helped. That's nice. You're taking some poison now. Okay, so that's a huge mistake. So you pop your salve, you waste it while you still have poison attacks on you. So I don't know if you don't know how that works, or if you maybe thought that you weren't getting hit by poison stacks, but you know there's a sound animation where he does the thunk thunk as he's spitting at you, and you just wasted your 110 gold salve for no reason. So now Witch Doctor then has to throw away his salve, and you've basically nullified, or they've nullified half of your healing value that you brought to the lane, half of the regen that you brought, which is extremely important because early on you should have really traded that salve for all of Viper's mana. If you had mana, wow, you don't even have mana break at level 3. You're level 3 and you still don't have mana break. Okay, so you're not playing AM anymore. If I'm drafting, this is crazy. I don't know what this build is. So you have Counterspell level 2, even though they don't have a targeted ability. So you basically took the passive for 15% magic resistance. There's no reason for you to cast Counterspell because none of their stuff is targetable. You don't have mana break, so if for some reason you get to a point where you do have the ability to right-click Viper and Lena, you're not going to do half the damage that you should be doing because you don't have the 40 mana damage on top of your 60 right-click damage, which basically makes your right-click go from 60 to 100, which is freaking huge. It helps you CS on range creeps, and it helps you fight in the lane. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. So yeah, either way, don't waste the salve when you're being poisoned, because you threw away 100 gold. Now Witch Doctor has used the salve on you. He doesn't have the salve, and you need to check the meta on some of the builds. We're actually gonna discuss what everyone's skill build is going to be before they play the game, before each round. I think that's going to be helpful. Make sure everyone knows what the intent or expected skill build is. Alright, so Witch Doctor's leeching half your XP. That's unfortunate. We talked about that on his replay video. Good turn to get the melee creep. Okay, so you triple prep that, which ended up working. You don't have any vision in the dark L here, so you can't see and interrupt these pulls. That's a Witch Doctor issue, though. We talked about that on his replay. Going for the Ring of Health, that's excellent. That will help you sustain in lane. You don't have to worry about the Viper poison quite as much. And that should be more than enough healing to get you through. Start working on your treads. Alright, Witch Doctor misses his pull. I remember that. So that's fine. No big deal. Alright, this is perfect. That's excellent. So you walked the loop and you deliberately kept these creeps out of the tower. That's fantastic. That's the best creep equilibrium so far in your lane. Really good stuff. Okay, that aggro back wasn't really necessary. That cost you a last hit there because you didn't really know when the creeps were going to hit. So you missed the last hit for nothing. Right? Get out of that spot. That's good. You can right click that one. You missed that. Okay, so a lot of free CS being missed here. They got that. Witch Doctor should stun, and you should be right clicking the Viper with your mana break. So that was a missed opportunity. When he was diving your tower there, that was either, well, it probably wasn't a kill, but that was a lot of damage. Good juke there. I don't know if you knew that the Lina was going to drop that LSA. That worked out. You don't need to prep this. So you prepping this range creep cost you the melee creep. You're missing a lot of. Okay, that was a freebie. You're missing a lot of CS that you should otherwise have. I'm trying not to pause so much because I've spent so much time talking during pauses already. But all right, so they do a pull. They miss the pull. That's interesting. Aggro back, which is right, considering how the lane's gone so far. No, go back. You don't want to be playing on this side. So you aggro back correctly, which is right, but now your creeps are here, and you're playing on the right-hand side of them. You need to be playing on the left-hand side because you're way too close to Viper. Unless you're baiting the Viper in and you're telling the Witch Doctor, hey, I'm baiting, you need to go in for a kill, then okay, that's fine. But otherwise, if you're not planning on turning on the Viper immediately with a stun Maledict combo, then you should be on the left side of these creeps. Alright, you've got your gloves in your backpack, which is a pretty big mistake here. Okay. Alright, so you end up just eating your tree so you can move the gloves up. That's fine. That's too much regen at this point now, but whatever. Just wasting gold. Good deny. I don't know if you're checking Witch Doctor's build and you know that he doesn't have the combo. Alright, good creep steal right there. Okay, early, and now he's going in and you're on the wrong side, but you do come up and this ended up being killed. Nice body block for a step. Really surprised that he gets this. Really surprised that it worked out there. Actually, hold on a sec. Alrighty, we're back. For some reason I thought the Viper died to something weird. I didn't see the last Witch Doctor click coming in from long range. Alright, so you got a Tango in your pocket. Unfortunately, that's going to expire in 50 seconds, so you got to eat it. You haven't even moved it up. You're busy clicking. There you go. Move up. Prep. Got it. Okay. Good deny. 3 hits before Lina got 1. That's nice. He wasn't paying attention. Holding the creeps out of range. This is good. This is really good. No, you brought him in, though. Okay, no, never mind. I lied. Good position. For some reason, I thought the patch of flowers was this one, not that one. Alright, so that's good position. They do have the catapult, so you want to hit one of these creeps. Hit one of those creeps. Okay, so when you guys don't hit one of these creeps within range of the 2 range creeps, they won't follow, and these 2 will continue to aggro straight to the tower, and only the melee will follow you. So that was a little bit of a mistake. You could have had the catapult and the range creep aggro to you for a second, but not a big deal. Casting Counterspell, again, neither of these 2 have something that Counterspell works on, so I don't know why you're doing that. Alright, here comes the heal. You lose a courier. Oh, you actually don't. He loses vision. It's at nighttime. Okay. A lot of healing. You're back up to full health. That's great. Okay. Good hits here, but you don't have boots, so you can't chase the Lina. And Witch Doctor's out of position. Again, you keep pulling them in the front. And it's not the biggest deal in the world, but if Viper's on this side, then you're also just letting him hit you. You gotta prep that. So you should know, based on your damage numbers, so you gotta look this up. There's a thing where for carries, there's a chart, and it shows you based on what damage you have and what time it is, whether or not you need to prep a melee and range creep before the tower finishes them off, or whether you let the tower finish them off and then you hit in between the tower hits. So it's basically a chart of 0, 1, and 2. 0 is you don't prep the creep and you just hit it for the last hit. 1 is you prep it once then hit, and 2 is you have to prep it twice and then hit. And it's based on your damage numbers, again, your damage, the time, and something else. But if you're going to play carry, you need to find that chart and look at it, because based on your numbers, you'll know whether or not you should ever prep a creep that's being hit by a tower or not. That's a really important chart for a carry. don't know why you guys aren't going there. So you saw them. They're out of position. They're coming back up to the small camp. Your support's behind you. This is when you guys need to go in and throw the stun Maledict combo, and you blink in, try and get some mana break damage while the coconut's bouncing and the Maledict is killing them off. That's them being out of position, and that's you just looking at them being out of position and then walking away back to your tower so you can do nothing. It's unfortunate. Alright, I don't mind you nuking this wave since chances are they're going to pull in the next one or just nuke it again. Actually, the Lena's missing. So, oh, Lena goes top. That's right. Alright, so right now you know Lena's top. So your Witch Doctor sees that the Viper is diving past the tower to cut the creep wave. Witch Doctor's on top of him. Lena has TP'd out to go for a gank. You're on this side. You've basically surrounded this Viper because the Viper is, you know, in this spot here. So this is sort of Viper somewhere around here. Witch Doctor's covering this area. You're covering this area. There's no Lena to help, so we'll just put that X on her face. So this Viper is dead if you guys go in. So Witch Doctor, Maledict, stun. You blink in, mana break, mana break, mana break. This is your kill time. You guys need to be going right now. I think you actually do. I'm not sure. But this is absolutely the time that you dive. Okay, there we go. Maledict stun. There you go. Blink in. And then you throw the ult, and that's enough. So at this point, and I commented this on the other video, at this point, he's already dead. He's got the Maledict on him. You standing in this pool of poison for longer than you need to is a complete waste of time. You've used your ult. He's got almost no health. He's going to die. Just walk away. He's already dead. You're trying to, I guess, secure this last hit so that you get another, what, maybe 30 seconds closer to your Battle Fury. That's not really necessary. Share the XP and go with the Witch Doctor. Let him get his whatever basic item he needs because he's doing nothing in your lane, and you guys can go back to farming. But you staying here, you're taking extra poison, and this creep wave is coming in because no one has pulled this side wave, so this creep wave is about to come into your tower. You need to just start walking back to your tower and last hitting. Not a big deal, but kind of a waste because now you're missing an extra 100 health that you didn't need to, and you might miss this last hit. Let's see if you do. Yep, you missed that last hit. So if you were in position, you would have an extra 100 health, you would have hit one more creep, and maybe you wouldn't have got credit, but let's check the credit log. You split the credit anyway for the shared bounty on the Viper anyway. So Witch Doctor did so much of the damage there that you don't even get the kill bounty. So wasted time overall. All right. Okay. These ones are kind of tricky because not only is the tower hitting the creeps, but also your melee creeps are fucking it up too, so those are hard to gauge. Still no boots, huh? You're going straight for full Battle Fury without any type of power treads. That's debatable. I think you should have gotten boots and power treads before doing the rest of your Battle Fury. Why do you keep casting that? So you see the Viper's level 6. If he's going to cast his ultimate, which he doesn't even have yet, then there's a huge animation for it where the Viper does like this spasm and he convulses before he, like, you know, hawks a loogie at you for the Viper Strike ultimate. And then you would have time to cast your spell shield before that projectile comes all the way over and hits you. I don't even know if that works, but maybe it does. But definitely the Nether Toxin and the Poison Attack don't work. So when you see that he's level 5, there's absolutely no reason for you to cast your counter spell. And you've done it several times now, and you're just wasting mana. It's not like you really have any mana issues. You don't need the mana too much, but there's no reason to waste it. You know, you're just panicking by smashing this button, and you don't realize that it doesn't do anything unless there's some other hero ganking with you. And I don't think you suspect that there's another gank coming up here. So really this spell is wasted in lane. The 15% magic resistant isn't helping you much, and you really needed to be more aggressive with the mana break. You guys could have shut down the Viper harder. You're beating him on levels because of the 2 kills that you got on him, but really those 2 kills were because of mistakes on Viper's part. Alrighty, I think we got another minute and then we're done with the lane here. I think you should rotate around, start jungling a little bit. There haven't been a lot of stacks, but you should be going for them now. Okay, good. Getting rid of that. Okay, good. Alright. Kill that observer, good. Because you saw the observer and the Lena, no kill potential, you guys go back. This is all good. Last hit. don't know if you got that or not. Couldn't really see. Got it slightly sped up. Okay. Okay, so now this time you did it correctly. That time you saw the Vipers starting to spit at you, and now you pulled the creeps further back around your tower. This is right. A couple other times you just kind of loop the creeps in front, but looping all around is good, and then you just blink up and grab this guy. Normally the tower wouldn't go straight for the range creep, but in this case you blink up and get it, I remember, so this works out. Alright, again, another spell shield, not necessary. And you just blink out to leave. Okay, that's fine. I don't mind that too bad. Looks like laning here is over. We'll go into the macro team play video now.